entire episode.
That's
Larry,
going to be
are
the
you
first
ready?
thing that they hear, Gharbad, now that we've spoiled the entire episode.
Yes, I'm ready.
All
Just
right, let's do
eating
it.
a burg.
Cool.
Alright, we're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Monsterhearts. I am Devious Vacuum, your MC, and with me is a whole bunch of assholes. But right now,
A whole bunch of assholes and Fat Larry.
Yes, the most important is Fat Larry, who is Orville, the Ghost Taku, who is going to act out with us what happened over the weekend during the party in the last session. So, Orville, you knew that Lazarus, Samson, and Velvet were going, and potentially Echo, were going to perform a hit as instructed to them by Principal Harper on some dude that Lazarus has the info on. So you decided that you wanted to go with them. So
Yep.
Are you going with them like as part of the group or as watching from afar?
Watching.
Alright, so you're following them around, and first of all you notice that Echo isn't there because right now she's at the party with Cliff. So Samson, Lazarus, and Velvet are talking to each other in the alleyway outside of an office building, and these buildings are just somewhere downtown Monster City, Townsville. And you're in an alleyway with like a garbage, with the garbage and dumpsters, and there's like little shops, and this is the ground floor of some big tall building, and they're talking to each other. Lazarus has pulled out a file, and he's looking at it, which has the information on how to perform the hit, and exactly, Cowbox. And Samson and Velvet are looking over his shoulders at the details of it, and they seem nervous, but are trying to act like they're just like too cool and that they're totally ready to do this and not scared at all.
Standard
Orville,
teenager stuff.
Yes. So, do you? Where are you in the scene? Like, do you want to go through the walls and look at what
Orville's
going to
be poking his head out from above them through the wall because he's freaking out right now, so he's doing ghosty shit.
All right. So, what are some of the things that Orville is trying to listen for in this conversation?
Who exactly they're targeting, why is the big one. Like, because he's trying to figure out what the hell is the deal with all this, especially with all the confusing shit he remembers.
All right, well, you can look at the papers that Lazarus has that he got from Principal Harper that say, and of course they have these papers with them while they're doing the murder because they're high school kids and don't know anything about how to successfully pull off
Completely incompetent.
A successful murder. As of course all of us, adults in our 20s know much more about murder than these high school kids.
Well, I'm pretty
all
sure
the video
Grasslamb
games
does.
that we play.
And to the tiny little boosty air. They just punch people.
So they're also so Lazarus is looking back and forth at the other two and trying to be like the leader, and you see that the guy, he has a generic name like Andrew Johnson, and he is a clerk that works in this building. There's nothing particularly like.
Wait, they're going after Dick Johnson's dad?
Oh no, they're not going after Dick Johnson's dad. Sorry.
Different Johnson.
His name is.
There's a lot
Andrew
of
Smith.
Johnsons in Sexy Teenager Time.
His
Okay,
name
it's hard
is
to keep
Andrew
track.
Smith. Instead, he's not. He's just a generic dude. He's not related to anyone. He works for this big company downtown, and he's one of the accountants. But he's not OatmealRaisin. And he's small time. The info on the sheet doesn't really say that much about his background or anything. It's just that he is an agent of a group that is opposing the satanic cult, and which, by the way, names for the satanic cults totally open for suggestion if they want to have an official name. Like, you know, the Order of the All-Seeing Eye or something stupid like that. Like Harvest.
The Order of the All-Seeing Eye.
Belmont and the Simons.
Dark Heart, Bloody Heart. Might still be Black Heart of Blackness.
Boner Patrol.
Alucard and the Draculas.
No, that's the other group.
Skull
Anyway.
and boners.
I'll come up with a name on my own.
The town.
I thought
the
that
town,
was a pretty good one.
I got it. The Townsville Sanitation Committee. You just got to go kind of underscore.
Anyway, not just these 4 people, but like the whole cult in the whole city. Or maybe the whole cult in the whole city, they want it to be named Ghost Boners. I don't know. Anyway, so basically he's part of an opposing faction, is what you can tell. And is with your extensive knowledge of anime, you know, you have to you know, defeat the members of the opposing faction in order to win, just like in Pokemon. So he's a Team Flare Grunt, and they need to take him out. And so they've prepared somewhat. So Velvet has some rope, and Lazarus has a knife. Of course, the most elegant and clean way to kill someone. Let's just bring a knife. And Samson has, let's see, probably like a bat. Yeah, he has a bat. And they're getting ready to bust in, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do this. And it takes them a little while to like hype themselves up and get themselves ready to do this. And Lazarus is he's gonna lead first of all, and then let me open something real quick.
The Order of Duckies and Bunnies.
I approve of that.
Alright, I've got my infernal moves open. Okay, so they head out.
Orville's gonna follow them again, just staying out of sight.
So this guy is walking around like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
As he sees the guy approaching, he's actually gonna move over to the other building just between the two, because he does go through walls and everything.
Okay. So you're not gonna try to do anything to intervene?
He's gonna watch for a second to see if they actually try to go through with it before he does anything, because again, he's having a hard time believing all this shit that's going on. And he's Orville, so you know. He's having a hard time psyching himself up to do anything about it either.
What are the odds that he'd have the nards to do something?
I don't know, he did punch Cowbox. Or no, he punched Panzer, sorry. It was the friend dumpster. There was a lot of friends involved. It's hard to remember.
And this is where we put our friendship.
Alright, so it's very dramatic. You're wondering if this dude, Andrew Smith, is actually going to get murdered. And as he walks down this dark alley to the garage or something, Lazarus jumps out and stabs him.
Orville's gonna jump through the wall and go after Lazarus. Then, if he sees him going for it.
Oh no, Lazarus does. Like, I mean,
I know.
Lazarus,
after the fact.
Lazarus steps out and goes up to the man and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Could you just?" And then, as he says this, he pulls the knife out of his jacket and stabs the guy in the stomach. The dagger that he uses glows red. Like there's a gem on it that glows red temporarily.
Oh shit,
and then
he has a magic weapon. That means he can hit ghosts or something.
He pulls the dagger out and the light in the man's eyes go out and he crumples to the ground. Lazarus turns around to the other two who are clearly shocked and says, "It's done!" And they don't know what to do. at first they just kind of sit there, and then they go over to the body. And they look over the body and to see, like, wow, he's really dead. And Samson goes, well, you did it, Lazarus, I guess. And they say, and then they start looking at each other, and Velvet says, panicking, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get rid of this? And Lazarus pulls out his instructions, and he tells them in his voice that it's difficult for me to do, that they have to cut up the body and leave it in various dumpsters. So, oh yeah, you want to get, what book do you think I'm stealing this from?
I don't know.
Guide to Committing the Perfect Murder.
No,
That
Men
episode
Not
of
the
Archer.
Devil, shut up.
Oh.
I don't think Team Flare does this.
No, they just wanted to kill
No, they don't.
everyone.
Team Flare is fabulous. Anyway, so Lazarus just is like straight up like coldly begins severing the head from the body, and like he pulls out some trash bags and he puts them in different trash bags and puts some of the trash bags in the dumpsters next to the building, and then in some dumpsters next to another building. And like he's just like doing this. He is fine with it. He is just cool, calculating, like no empathy, no emotion. Velvet and Samson are both like they like kind of help, but they're really uncomfortable and they don't want to touch the body. And Lazarus hands some of them like a bag that has the guy's legs in it, and Samson is like really uncomfortable with having to do this, but I mean he does it, but he's like, and they're very frightened. They're both very, very pale and upset looking, and Velvet starts crying as she's doing this, and Lazarus looks at both of them angrily and says, everything went as planned. What are you upset about? And they both look at him, and Velvet says, let's just go. And says, yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. So they dispose of the body, and then they turn around and start running back down the alleyway.
And Orville pops out.
Alright, Lazarus suddenly stops in his tracks as Orville turns into the alleyway to face him. Orville, what do you say?
What the fuck? What the hell? What do you... why?
Samson and Velvet looks like visibly frightened. They're like ready to run and leave. Lazarus looks at you and says, I have done what was instructed of me.
Well, don't always have to listen to authority. Sometimes you fight the power.
But my friend, if you would remember, we do. It was part of our bargain. At this point, Samson and Velvet had run away.
Orville's
Later
gonna strike.
jokes.
He's gonna
They
do
run
his
away.
best to strike a pose, looking heroic and pointing his finger, and yell, "The deal's off, motherfucker!"
Lazarus turns around to look at them running away, chuckles to himself, and then turns back to you. But I'm afraid that decision is not yours to make, my old friend.
You're sparking.
I think Orville's just gonna fucking hit him.
All right.
At this point, like, he's nervous, he's freaking out, he's just gonna throw the first punch because fuck it.
All right.
So, since he has blamed on him, Vengeful activates, so I actually roll using Dark to
Okay.
lash out physically. And do terribly.
Oh man, you go to push him, but he steps out of the way, and you fall forward.
As expected.
He smirks to himself, and he says, "But my old friend Orville, you were so how is he gonna say this? But you I thank you again for sacrificing yourself so that our plan may go through. It was very noble, and I wish that I could do more to help you during this time, but alas, I cannot."
nothing noble about just killing somebody. I was okay with that, but I'm not now. This is not how anything should be. And Orville's just kind of stuttering and stumbling over his own words, kind of pissed off that he fucking even failed to hit him.
Lazarus is gonna hold up a hand to you and say, "But my friend, that is not under your power anymore. The deed is done and cannot be undone."
But Orville's just kind of mumbling, trying to even think up something dramatic to say, but he's not very good at this, so he's just gonna yell, "Fuck you," again.
Alright, and Lazarus is going to smile and continue walking away. He's going to walk through you, and then he's going to continue walking down the alley.
I guess Orville's gonna try and grab him again.
Alright.
I do like how Townsville High has a how to murder someone book.
No, it was given to him by the principal.
So
Yes,
that one.
A school issued document.
So you try to pull, Lazarus back toward you, and you start pushing each other, and he pushes you back against the wall, so you both deal each other 1 harm.
He takes 2 because I have Vengeful.
Alright.
So at this point, Orville's just gonna try and keep hold of him, because he's not gonna let this asshole get away with anything.
Alright. So you grabbed him and you pushed him and hurt him. If you want to grab him again, then you want to make another volatile check to grab him, I guess?
Alright.
Alright, so I'll just use that to say you successfully grabbed him. So now you've grabbed him.
Grabbed him by the arm, like, you're not getting away from here. You can't just kill somebody. You can't just, I mean, do you know what being dead is like?
And Lazarus looks at you and says, "Do you know what our lives were like before we did this?"
No, but you probably weren't killing people.
No, but what happened to us? What was inflicted on us? It was a fate worse than death. This was our escape. This was our way of righting the injustices that had been cast upon us just throughout our lives.
Didn't they just fix stuff like having pimples?
High school.
That's a villain's speech. That's what the bad guys say. That's not something a hero says. Do you not see how fucked up all this is? I don't care what happened to you, but just killed a guy, Lazarus. How would you even? Why?
This is the path that I chose, Orville. Don't you see? This was meant for me. I was meant to have this power. We all were. This was meant to happen to me. I deserve it. And I'm not going to let anyone get in the way. He's going to roll against you.
Orville's just going to, like, be stunned for a second at just how fucking anime Lazarus is.
Yeah, he's definitely an anime villain.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Alright, that's volatile. So he's gonna shove you back, doing 1 harm. And then he's gonna run away.
Orville's
Leaving
probably
you.
gonna try to follow and fail. Get, like, to there and realize he can't see him anymore.
Lazarus has disappeared into the shadows.
Orville's realizing now that he's dealing with a very goddamn anime villain. He only knows one person who's enough of an anime hero to take him out. Orville's gonna go look for Cliff Edge.
Da 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 dun, dun, dun. All right.
Dun 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 dun
So-
dun dun.
Then Orville returned home, ready to go seek Cliff out at school on Monday. So, before we go to school on Monday, Cowbox, does Lowell do anything to Chevron's car over the weekend?
No.
No. Okay. So Lowell puts it off. He's not feeling it.
You're the laziest hitman.
I have plans.
It's on the book.
It's tempting for Lowell to just,
I guess
just
it's on the
keep
calendar.
250.
I forgot that the calendar is very important to Lowell.
Yeah. So then let's see. Does anyone? We all had fun at the party. There weren't
Fun's
really
a
any
word.
repercussions of
Yeah,
that.
fun's a word.
Anaka calls up Tiffany and discusses what we already discussed to see
Oh.
what she thinks about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you already convinced Tiffany to go talk to Lowell and try to take back her hit. So she's gonna do that at school on Monday, and then you can continue with if you want to do something else to her. Oh, you want to do the whole?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see
then-
what Tiffany thinks about that.
Okay,
God
yeah,
damn it,
just
Oatmeal.
tell her about it when we go to school.
Okay.
Alright, so if Lowell didn't do anything over the weekend, then let's go ahead and go to school.
Orville's gonna try and find Cliff in the halls.
Anaka's gonna look for Tiffany, I guess.
Molly's gonna get her books.
Vara's
Let's
gotta
see.
ask Lowell why he missed that sweet party.
I think I actually have to find Cliff too. I have business with him.
Alright, you guys show up at school on Monday. As you walk into the school, you notice that there are posters already up and balloons, and there's a bunch of posters on the wall for the big homecoming dance. That's right, it's getting later in the fall, and it's time for the homecoming game and dance. So the big game, the big Calvin Ball game, for the homecoming game is going to be this Friday, and also the big homecoming dance is going to be this weekend. So everyone is excited in the school, and also you have to figure out who is going to go to the homecoming dance with you.
Orville decides on his body pit. No.
Alright, so now it's Monday morning and you all walk into school. Let's see, it looks like Cliff Edge, you walk into school. Since we last saw you, you have a girlfriend now. How are you feeling?
This is the second week in a row that I've gotten to school on Monday, and things have been feeling pretty good. Like, last week I just had killed Damien and usurped him as the most popular kid in school, and after last weekend, I'm sure my popularity has taken somewhat of a hit, but I got the girl in the end, so I'm in a good mood. I take the motorcycle to school, and I'm feeling good.
High school is like Highlander.
I love this
People are
game so
talking
much.
about you.
Last week I murdered a vampire. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
I killed the most popular kid, which made me the most popular kid.
Like I said, I usurped him.
Cliff just walks around with a crown on his head.
So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, and when I get into school and I see Vara in the halls, and I run up to her.
Uh-oh.
Vara!
Ah!
Vara!
What?
I played Final Fantasy X.
Oh my god. And?
It's so good!
I told you! Did you get to the Blitzball section?
I got to the Blitzball section!
Isn't Blitzball great?
Oh my god, it has the best dynamic battle turn-based system in a video game.
What a great minigame.
Are you guys talking about Final Fantasy?
Yeah!
Yeah, Final Fantasy X!
Hell yeah!
Final Fantasy X!
I love that game.
Yeah!
Oh, it's so good! What? Huh?
What? Molly kind of stares at all four of them. What What are you guys talking about?
Talking
What?
about Final Fantasy X.
What?
We're
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
how great Japanese animes is.
Molly
Francis
can't
manages to
stand
not
them.
throw up.
Molly, roll to hold steady versus anime discussion.
We're going to jail.
You're all going to anime jam.
Molly lets out an
Alright.
audible groan.
Torlon and Grasslamb. Francis and Molly successfully hold steady versus anime discussion. So also, Francis and Molly, I should point out that Francis and Molly spent the whole party together, and then Molly drove Francis to IHOP afterwards. So there might be a little bit of a connection between these two.
Ooh la la.
You mean he
Francis
rolled a
X Molly
unicorn?
is my one true pair.
Shipping chart
Alright.
updated.
Continue your ridiculous anime.
So anyway, Vara, I need help with the chocobo racing. Can you do that? I'm not good at it.
Oh man, I'm so good at that. Yeah, we should. Man, let's hang out sometime.
How can
we
you
can
be
play that.
good at it? It's all random. I mean, it's just a bird flies out or it doesn't.
It's patience. It's not just random. God.
All right, man. You gotta come over to my place and help me out with this chocobo thing. I just can't do it.
I am all over that.
I never got Kamari's weapon. The butterfly thing was just bonkers.
Oh yeah, that was bullshit too.
That was total bullshit.
Nah, that was bullshit.
All right, so Vara and Cliff are gonna hang and play Final Fantasy X at some point.
Alright.
This is my life, the simulated game. What is going on?
This
So-
is pretty much
so-
close to high school now.
So, Cliff, you also notice that Orville has gone up to you, and I mean, it's like, well, hey, you're supposed to be doing something about that, aren't ya?
I am, but I'm sort of like, why is he here? Because last time I talked to him, he like bugged off and didn't want to help me at all.
Yeah, so...
Hey, Orville notices Cliff looking at him and just kind of like looks down at his feet. And he's like, looks over at Vara. Need to talk to you. Maybe.
Us? What?
Huh? Vara, I'll catch up to you later.
Also, Vara, you remember that you like Orville from the one time that you came to school high and played with him in the gym.
Alright, man, no problem. I go to fist bump Orville.
Orville fist bumps back, but it's
Yeah.
like the kind of dead fish handshake equivalent of a fist bump.
Close enough.
Also cold.
Vara heads off to see if she can find Lowell. You guys can have your sexy anime conversation.
Vara just updates in her notebook in the section labeled shipping chart.
Yes.
Potential triangle.
So what's up?
It's. Orville looks around again, make sure nobody's right. It's Lazarus. Killed a guy.
Huh. Killed a guy.
I saw and I tried to catch him, and he's like, you're the only one anime enough to beat him.
Shit, I was hoping we had more time for this. We probably shouldn't spend too much time together. Meet us at the Dark Arts Club tonight, after school today, and we'll discuss it there.
Okay. I'll go, I guess.
Oh boy, this is a problem.